In this section, we are going to talk about a few terminologies of extended reality. So just to learn about some of the words and some of the jargons that you can throw around just to tell everyone that you know something about extended reality. So we'll touch base with some of the terminologies being used in extended reality. So a few terms we need to know is, number one, in the virtual reality space, there is a technology which is being used which is called eye tracking. So let's find out what is eye tracking. It is a process of measuring the position and movement of eyes. It is a key element for creating a more immersive and intuitive experience, which means the moment you move your eye into an immersive technologies like virtual reality, the camera actually processes and also captures the position of your eye. For example, if you're moving from left to right, the camera and the reality will also move. So it creates a 360 environment, which means that if you're wearing a headset of virtual reality, if you look down, you will see different thing, and if you look up, you will see different thing. If you go left to right, you will see different realities, which means it has to be immersive technology, right? It doesn't happen in a real world that if you're standing and if you're seeing in the front, and if you move back, there's a blank space, right? There are few people standing back at the back as well, right? So that's how we live in the real life, and hence it is important that the virtual reality also creates exactly the same environment. So if you look at the left, or you look at the right, or if you look down, if you look up, everything will be different, and it will be like a computer generated reality, which means that right now if you're looking up, you are looking at the fan, or if you're looking left at your air conditioner, or with your light, or with a laptop, those things can be transformed. As I told you, you can have your own realities. So the moment you use eye tracking technologies and you move your head, it actually gives you the feeling of your surrounding, and you believe that actually you are in a real world with computer generated things. And more realistic those computer generated design will be, it will be much easier for your mind to believe that you are in a real world, and hence it is called immersive technology. So eye tracking, you now know that in this metaverse, in this virtual reality, eye tracking is one of the most important thing to give you an experience. Then there's something called 6DOF. I'm sure that this is a cool term that you can use whenever someone talks about the virtual reality. So 6DOF is 6 degrees of freedom, which refers to the specific number of accesses that a rigid body is able to freely move in three-dimensional space. So if you look at this image, there are two images there, right? So one is 3 degrees of freedom and another one has a 6 degree of freedom. So there are two type of headset, one with gear and one is just a headset where you can just move up, down, left, right. So these are called 3 degrees of freedom, which means that even if you say example, if you just kind of jump, it will not move anything, right? You will not feel that you're jumping into the 3 degree of freedom. But if you do that the same thing in 6 degree of freedom, the moment you kind of move back or you move up or you move down, you move your body into different directions, you will actually feel that even your avatar, which is there into the virtual reality, is moving, right? So that is called 6 degrees of freedom. So 6 degrees of freedom means that in how many directions you can move your body and the virtual reality can capture it. So again, it says that with 3 degree of freedom, so there are two terms actually, 3 degree of freedom and 6 degrees of freedom. 3 degrees of freedom is only about the headset where you do not have a hand gear. You just move left, right, up, down, and that's it. In 6 degrees of freedom, you can move the entire thing. And since it is a three-dimensional space, which means that it has a computer generated thing, so hence it is called three-dimensional space. It's not 2D, it's not a picture. It's just like something 3D videos. If you have seen, you know what I'm talking about. So in 6 degree of freedom, user becomes the part of the story, allowing them to interact and change the story for a much more experience or immersive experience, which means that in 3 degree of freedom, you can just be a part of it. You can't interact, right? For example, if you're watching a game on a 3 degree of freedom headset, which means you can just see that things are moving, right? But in 6 degrees of freedom, for example, if you're playing a boxing game, or if you're playing a swimming game, or if you're playing a table tennis, or you're playing a tennis, the moment you start using your hands in different direction, it actually will help you to experience that you are actually playing that game, right? So even if you look at the various videos by Meta, which has been released, you will see that people are using these kind of gears for exercise, for playing games, And trust me, when I first experienced it, it feels like I was playing a boxing game, and it felt as if I'm actually hitting someone, and my entire was sweating after 15 minutes of that boxing game, right? Because I don't do a lot of exercise. So if you do that, you can actually, for example, if you are doing a running exercise, and if you wear that headset, and if you run on your treadmill, or even on your if you're standing and if you're just jumping, you will realize that you are actually running on a I would say on a track. So those kind of experience happens, and trust me, the moment you start experiencing it, it will have exactly the same, I would say, feel on your body as you will feel when you are actually doing that. For example, if you're playing a tennis, you will actually move into the same direction as you will do while wearing that headset with the 6 degree of freedom. Another term is HMD, or which is called head mounted display. It is a display device which is worn on the head as part of the helmet, virtual reality headset, etc. Which means that we are talking about the headset. So HMD is nothing, it's just a headset or a gear that you hold in your hand, you wear that onto your head. So it is called head mounted display. So even if you look in this image, the person, the animation which is wearing that headset on the top, that is called head mounted display. These are three terminologies that will help you to understand few important aspects. I'm sure that there are multiple terminology as well, technological aspect as well, but as I told you, this is not a technology course. This is about a few of the things that you should know. So eye tracking is one of the important things, and hence someone has also criticized that eye tracking is not good because it will capture that how do you do certain things. It is about capturing the behavior. So we'll talk about what are the side effects of it and what are the positive aspects of it. But eye tracking is one which metaverse, virtual reality, and all immersive technologies used. 6 degree of freedom, head mount display is the headgear that you will wear to experience that immersive technologies. So that's all in this chapter. See you in the next chapter. Till the time, take care and see you there. Thank you.